everyone, I'm Fee and I'm a registered dietitian at Second Nature. Today I'm going to take you through cooking one of my favourite recipes, butter chicken, but obviously we'll be making a few adaptations based on what I've got in the cupboard and the fridge. One of the challenges is kind of getting to the shops and obviously sourcing all the ingredients that we need for our favourite recipes. So yeah, today I'll run you through some easy swaps that you can do with the butter chicken and yeah, some other alternatives depending on what you've got available. Get cooking! Okay, so welcome to my tiny apartment kitchen. This is definitely just a one-person kitchen, but it's where we're going to be cooking up the butter chicken today. So first things first, I'll run you through all the ingredients that you need and then we can get cooking. So the first ingredient is one small or medium brown onion, so I've just chopped that up really finely. The other thing, the recipe recommends 1 clove of garlic, but I have added 4 cloves of garlic, which is what I do with every single recipe, and particularly at the moment, garlic is really good for immunity, so yeah, add as much garlic as you can never have too much. The next ingredient we have is cauliflower, so I've just chopped up 1 head of cauliflower just into these small pieces. These green bits have come off the outside of the cauliflower, so yeah, usually people chuck them out, but they are actually delicious roasted, or you can steam them as well, and they'll act as another really good source of leafy green vegetables. So yeah, try not to waste those. The other ingredients we need 2 tablespoons of a tandoori paste. I was lucky enough to be able to get tandoori paste, but if you can't get it at the moment, I've used tikka paste in the past, which worked just as well. So any kind of chicken curry paste would be fine. I've also put together 200 mils of chicken stock. If you don't have chicken stock cubes, vegetable stock cubes will be fine, same as if you're vegetarian or vegan. And tomato paste we also need, so that's just 1 tablespoon of tomato paste, which we'll be adding in. And then 100 mils of double cream. So those are our base ingredients. The other things we need to add is 350 grams of chopped up chicken. If you're vegan or vegetarian or you can't get chicken, you can put in a different kind of meat. You can also add chickpeas or any other types of lentils and legumes. Okay, cool, so now we can start cooking. So I've just heated about a tablespoon of coconut oil in my saucepan. So I prefer to cook with coconut oil when I'm sort of frying something off because it doesn't go rancid or oxidize at high temperatures, so it's better for frying. So yeah, just adding my onion and garlic in, and we'll just cook those until they soften and brown up a little bit. So nice and translucent, which is how we want it. So next we're going to add in the chicken. So we're just going to cook that until it's all sealed and browned off. Yeah, remembering if you're vegetarian or vegan, you can also cook with lentils or legumes. I'd probably add them after we add the rest of the ingredients, so I'd add them at the same time as we add the cauliflower. So the next thing that I've added in the tandoori paste. So that was 2 tablespoons of tandoori paste. Then I'm just going to add the 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. And then we mix that in so the chicken gets nice and coated. So yeah, when it comes to sauces, I'm always pretty sort of heavy-handed with the sauces, so always fine to add that bit of extra flavour. So yeah, we've got that nice and coated, and then we're going to pour in the chicken stock. So just add that in and stirring that around. Cool. So after we've added in the stock, I've kind of let that sit there for a minute or so. I'm now going to pour in my double cream. So that's 100 mils of double cream. So we just, yeah, mix that all around. If you don't have double cream or you've had a bit of trouble getting double cream, single pouring cream will be fine. It just means your sauce will be a bit runnier. The other thing you could use, and I have used in the past, is sour cream or even just Greek yogurt. They also work just as well. It's just adding that kind of creamy element to the dish. And then, yeah, season with some salt and pepper just to add a bit more flavour. Now we've stirred in our cream, we're just going to add in the cauliflower florets. So, yeah, pop those in. Get them all. And then next step is just to cover this with a lid and let it simmer on a low heat for 10 minutes. Now we're going to move on to the veggies that we're going to serve with the butter chicken when it's ready. So the recipe actually says to serve it with spring greens. We couldn't get spring greens at the supermarket, so I managed to pick up a bag of kale, but yeah, any veggies you can get will be absolutely fine to serve with it. So any green veggies or any other veggies at all will be fine. So with our kale today, we're going to make kale chips, which is my favourite thing. So all you need to do is I'd always wash your kale first, put it in a baking tray, and then I add some olive oil onto those. And then I'll do the same. These are our cauliflower leaves that we've taken off the outside of the cauliflower. So I've already oiled those. So yeah, just a good dose of olive oil for them as well. The other thing I add is some salt. I'll do that to both. Fairly good amount of some cracked pepper. And then the secret ingredient is some crushed chili flakes. So particularly with the kale chips, yeah, these add a nice bit of bite and goes pretty well with the curry as well. So I'll add that to both. But any dried herbs or anything like that, yeah, you can add on top of your roast veggies to add a bit of flavour. Then I just toss that around with your fingers. Okay, so now we're going to put our kale chips and our cauliflower leaves in the oven. I normally just cook them in a moderate oven. They take around 15 minutes. I just check them after 15 minutes. You want them to be nice and crispy, so they're like crisps. So we'll just pop them in. So yeah, our resourcefulness continues. This saucepan doesn't actually have a lid that I could find in the cupboard, so we've used a plate instead to cover it. So it has been covered simmering away for 10 minutes. Now we're going to take off the lid or the plate and let it simmer on a low heat for another 10 minutes. So our cauliflower leaves and our kale crisps have now been in the oven for about 15 minutes. I did pull them out halfway through and just give them a little bit of a toss. So we'll check how they're going now. So yeah, our cauliflower leaves, you can see they're nice and charred, which looks delicious, just the way we want them. And our kale crisps do reduce a lot in size, but yeah, they go quite crispy, which is delicious, and yeah, goes really well with our butter chicken. Okay, so our butter chicken's now done. We've turned it off the heat. It was yeah, finished simmering for the extra 10 minutes. So now I'm going to serve up. So yeah, depending, this is obviously a lower carb recipe, so if you do want to serve it with rice, I'd recommend just doing some brown rice, which you can add into this. If yeah, family members would like some carbs with the meal as well, you can do that. Then I just usually sprinkle over the kale chips on top. Some people like them on the bottom, it's up to you. And then we're just going to add a few of these leaves. And then finally, you can add a dollop or two of Greek yogurt, and some people like some cashews as well sprinkled on top, but I didn't have those, so yeah, today we're skipping them out. Okay, so that's our butter chicken recipe all wrapped up. If you're looking for any other meal ideas, recipe inspiration, or perhaps some expert coaching from a registered nutritionist or dietitian, I'd recommend checking out Second Nature. You can also follow us on Instagram, and you can download the app for the full 12-week program. So yeah, that's it for now. Happy cooking!